Hello, I'm Doral Mayor Juan Carlos Bermudez. The happiest time of the year is finally here, and we are excited that you and your family are enjoying this festive season by welcoming the cheer of the holidays into the comfort of your own home. I have two very special friends from the North Pole that are thrilled to be with us tonight. Now grab your cookies and milk, cuddle up with your family, and get ready to embark on an enchanting and jolly journey. Without further ado, it's my honor to present to you Santa Claus and Mrs. Claus for a special story time. Enjoy!
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mrs. Claus, and this is my wonderful husband, Santa.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
We're so
Merry
happy to
Christmas.
be here in Doral to tell some stories and have some cookies and milk with you tonight. It's going to be a wonderful evening. I promise you that. But first, I've got to tell you what happened to me just the other night. I was leaving our enclosure where we keep the reindeer, and I looked up in the sky, and I saw the strangest thing I've ever seen. It was a shooting star, and it was moving across the sky so fast I thought, wait until Santa sees this. If I could catch the star, I'll make a wish. And so all of a sudden, I started to run across the snowy fields as fast as I could, faster and faster, and all of a sudden, I looked up and the star was coming closer. Maybe it was a satellite, maybe it was a UFO. I didn't know it, but it came closer and closer, and I reached out and I caught it with my hands. Wait a minute. This isn't a star, Santa. It's just a yellow ball. It looks like a tennis ball. I can't make a wish on this. If I was going to make a wish, I wish that everybody in this beautiful city of Doral would have the most wonderful holiday season. And they'd get to tell stories with each other, and they'd get to go traveling sometimes and visit their family and their grandparents, and it would be a wonderful holiday for everybody. But I can't make a wish on this. It's just a yellow ball, right, Santa? So forget it. I'm not even going to make a wish. It's just a big old yellow ball. This, it's a star. Do you know how to make a wish on a star, my friends? It's very easy. All you have to do is wait until that very first star comes up in the sky. And this is what you say. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. And then you close your eyes and you make a wish, and you know what? I think my wish is going to come true. You're going to have the best holiday season ever, and everybody's going to get together, have milk and cookies with us, and go on great adventures, and maybe even get to come and see the City of Doral's tree lighting ceremony. That should be lots of fun too. So, would you like to hear a silly song that the sugar plum fairies sing all the time? Would you? You would? Can I get everybody to wiggle your fingers? Can I get everybody to clap your hands and follow me? Once I had a little dog. Her color, it was brown. I taught her how to whistle, to sing and dance and run, make a running noise. Her legs, they were 14 yards long, her ears so very wide. Around the world in half a day, upon her I would ride. Sing fairies all day, sing autumn to May. Oh, once I had a little frog. He wore a vest of red. He leaned upon a silver cane with a top hat on his head. He dreams of far-off places and things to see and do, and all the kings and queens he met while sailing in a shoe. Make a sailboat, everybody. Sing Terry all day, sail, sail away. Oh, once I had a downy swan. She was so very frail. She sat upon an oyster shell and meshed out a snail. The snail, it changed into a bird, the bird to butterfly. And he who tells a bigger tale would have to tell a lie. Sing, fairies, all day. Sing, autumn to May. One more time. Sing, fairies, all day. Sing, autumn to May. And this is where all the sugar plum fairies do a special dance. But they don't use their feet like you people do. They use their hands. Would you like to try it? Haven't you ever watched them? They're always flying, and then they start to dance. As they start to dance, they clap their hands 3 times. Can you clap your hands 3 times? And then they cross their hands 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then they roll 1, 2, 3. And tickle their elbows 1, 2, 3. You're doing this so good. Oh my goodness, I love it. And clap 2, 3. And cross 2, 3. And roll. And tickle those elbows. That's right. Clap 2, 3, and cross 2, 3, and roll. Come on, everybody. Grandmoms and grandpops, you can do it too. Mom and Dad, you can do it too. Time for one of our favorite holiday stories. And Santa's gonna read it to you. It's about the first time anybody sighted Santa. Are you ready? Put on your imagination caps. Open your eyes real wide. Open your ears real wide. And close your mouth.
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, with visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out of the lawn there rose such a clatter, I sprang out to bed to see what's the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutter, and threw up the sash. The moon was on the breast of a new fallen snow, gave the luster of a midday to objects below, when to my wondering eyes should appear a miniature sleigh with 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, when he whistled and shouted, and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As the dry leaves that before the wind hurricanes fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up in the housetop the coursers they flew, and a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew my head, as was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from head to his foot. His clothing were worn, all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he flung on his back. He looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes now they twinkled, the dimples were merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up in a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as snow. The stump of the pipe he held in his teeth, and the smoke swirled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to work and filled the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside his nose and giving a little nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sled, his teams gave the whistle, and away they flew like a down of a thistle. I heard the exclaims as they drove out of sight, "Happy birthday to all, and to all a good night."
Happy birthday to one person especially, but Merry Christmas to all,
Yes.
and to all a good night. Thank you, Santa. That was wonderful.
I love that story.
I love that story too.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites. We've got the naughty and nice list too that we've updated a little bit here.
Yeah.
And, but what's in here? It's pictures of your favorite reindeer, just like you called them out.
Yeah.
Would you like to share? Would you like to see some of the pictures of our favorite reindeer? Santa, would you stand up and show it to them, nice and close? That way they can see them better. Who's the first one?
This is Dasher.
Dasher is beautiful.
Oh, he's great, and he's strong. And this is Dancer. He's a little ornery, but he's good. This is Prancer, who loves to dance and is very, very quick. And this is Vixen, who gets in a little bit of trouble every now and then. And this is Comet, the leader, the fastest reindeer of all. And Cupid is the lover. And Donder is a pail. And he gives most of the orders around of things. And Blitzen. And then you'll never guess who this one is.
Let me see, Santa. I know who it is.
Who?
It's Rudolph.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Rudolph
right.
has the big red nose.
That's right. Did you see how shiny it is? He leads me through the night.
I think
That's
it's
so
wonderful
great.
that you carry your pictures
Oh.
around of your favorite reindeer, especially when we come to Florida, when it's
yes.
a little
well,
too
not,
cold
not
for them.
Yeah. Yeah, not many people have seen reindeer.
Great. Lovely. I'll put those back where they belong.
Yes. You know where I keep the reindeers when I'm down
Where?
in Florida and different places? I keep them in the stables with the horses on the horse farms.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, the horses and reindeer get along very well.
Because they look a little bit alike,
Well, they
except for
enjoy
those
flying.
big antlers, huh?
Yeah, but all the horses are always envious because they can't fly.
Oh, that's true.
So
That's
the reindeer
true.
are always taking advantage of them.
Boys and girls, I know it may be difficult shopping for your parents sometimes because some things might be not on the shelves. So I want to let you know that one of the funnest things that you could get is a book from the library, and it doesn't even cost any money. I got this special book of magic words that maybe we might use to do a little magic today. I haven't had a chance to read it yet here. Oh my goodness, look, Santa.
Whoa.
There's a warning. It says, "Whoever finds this book of magic words, beware. This book belongs to a silly wizard who jumps out and waves at people." There's no such thing as a wizard in a book, Santa. I don't believe
you
that.
sure?
Wizards don't live in the wizards don't live inside. Wizards don't live inside. Did you see a wizard? You wouldn't be tricking me, would you, children? Oh, just a minute. There's nothing in here but magic words. Everybody look at this word, point to the ceiling, and say abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra. Very good. You said that with a lot of magic in your voice. How about this one? Alakazam. Alakazam. Very good. See, there's no wizard in here. Wizards live in England with Harry Potter. They don't. Ah! You saw the wizard again? Oh my goodness gracious. Wait a minute. What's in here? The last magic word. It's hocus pocus. Everybody say it really low and really scary. Hocus pocus. That's the word that makes things disappear. Am I still here? Santa? Are you still? Oh, you're still here. Good.
I don't
Are you
see
still
you.
here? I'm here. I'm here,
see
Santa.
you.
Yes, you
Oh,
do.
there you
Oh,
are.
thank you very much. Maybe you made that wizard disappear. He won't be back. So, just a minute. Oh, wait, look. There's another warning, Santa. It says, whatever you do,
wow.
don't ever, never say this magic word, because the wizard that lives in this book has a pet spider. And the spider only comes out when you say, silly spider soup.
Silly spider soup?
No, there's nothing there. I said silly spider soup, and nothing happened, Santa. No, see, there's no... silly spider soup, nothing happens.
yes.
Ah! I saw the spider. Oh my goodness gracious. I saw him. Oh, just a minute. Oh, wait.
Whoa.
Wait, my friends. While you're going into the library for the first time, I want you to remember something. That you might meet a friend of mine. Now, the library is the most wonderful place to go because they not only have books, they have movies, they have puzzles, they have all kinds of wonderful things that you can use, and then you bring them back. They even have little kits for science, technology, and all kinds of things like that in a little backpack. They're the greatest places to go during the holiday season when you're off from school. And there's the bookworm. The bookworm is usually right here on this chair because he knows that people who read books get smart. Right, Santa?
Yes, that's
Read
right.
books, get smart. Say it, everybody. Read books, get smart. Read books, get smart. But he's not in here. Maybe he's somewhere around the library. Just a minute. Let me look and see. He might be in the fairy tale sections. Everybody at the North Pole loves fairy tales, and we read them all the time. And we read them to each other because there's stories that we love that are fairy tales, right, Santa?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
but the
absolutely.
bookworm isn't here. Wait a minute. How-to books. That's how Santa learned how to make most of his toys, by reading books. And we learn about all the newest toys we can make, too. How-to books are really fun to read and learn. Adventure books. Why, everybody knows that Santa goes on a great adventure every holiday. And he gets to climb mountains in the summertime, and he goes on great adventures, don't you, Santa?
Oh, yes.
He likes horseback riding and doing all kinds of wonderful things.
Surfing.
Surfing, too, that's
Yes.
right. Adventure books are really fun to read. History books, those are ones, it's like a time machine. You can go back into time and visit people who lived a long, long time ago. Now, Santa and I are quite old, and we've been living around for a long time, but there's wonderful people like Julius Caesar or Benjamin Franklin that lived a long time ago that are great to read about. He's not in the history section. Geography section. Geography is what Santa knows most about, traveling all around the world every Christmas Eve, delivering his toys to children far, far away. It's a wonderful thing.
It's a wonderful
good to
thing.
know about your geography and about the other countries in the world and the way they practice the holidays. But I would love to know where that bookworm was. He's got to be somewhere. Just a minute. Mr. Worm, where have you been? He's been hiding. He's learning how to disappear. You don't know how to disappear. Do you think he knows how to disappear? I don't think he does. Let's see.
didn't used to.
Let's see if we can get him to disappear. Hang on just a second here. Hang on, everybody. Everybody wiggle your fingers for me. Clap your hands and say abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
It's not working. Try one more time. Everybody say ickle pickle.
Ickle pickle.
He's still there, Santa. One more time. Hocus pocus.
Hocus
Hocus
pocus.
pocus. He's disappeared. Santa, oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble if Alejandro finds out he's got a bookworm running around in his studio. Oh my goodness,
Eating
wait.
his books.
Eating the books that he's got here. He's got lots of books. Just a minute. Maybe he went back to the library. Read books. Get smart. He's not in the
there.
library. Oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble when Alejandro finds out that... Ah! What? Did you see something? Where? No, he's not in there. He's not in the library, my friend. Oh, you saw something again? Are you tricking me, people, about this bookworm? Oh, there he is. Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Bookworm, you've got to go back into the library right now, okay? All right. Everybody say goodbye, Bookworm.
Bye, bookworm.
And he wants to remind you to make sure that you visit the library to pick up some good books during the holidays. You'll love that. I have another story for you.
Oh, good.
You're going to love this one, Santa. It's about a little boy who writes to you all the time. Well, all the little boys write to you all the time. But this is about a little boy named Joe. And the story is called My Penguin Osbert.
Oh,
This year, he says, I was very specific when I wrote my letter to Santa Claus. We had a few misunderstandings in the past. For instance, last year I asked for a fire engine red race car with a detachable roof, a lightning bolt on the side, and retractable headlights. And he did get me one. But it was only 3 inches long. And the year before, I'd really wanted a trampoline, but I wasn't sure how to spell it. So in my letter, I just sort of described what I wanted. Boing, boing, boing. Santa sent me a pogo stick. Oh my goodness. You were being funny. So this year, I was really, really careful. I wrote Santa a long letter and told him that I would like to have my own pet penguin. Not a stuffed penguin, but a real one from Antarctica. I told him my penguin should be 1 foot tall, white and black with a yellow beak, and his name should be Osbert. I included a drawing. I put extra postage on the envelope and I sent it off to Santa a month early. When Christmas morning came, I was the first one down the stairs, as always. He ran down the stairs, and there he was. He was black and white with a yellow beak, and he was about 1 foot tall, and he was moving and breathing and everything. And around his neck was a tag. It said, "Hello, my name is Osbert." Santa had come through. I wanted Osbert to meet everybody. I wanted to take him to my room. Plus, I wanted to open my other presents. But Osbert really wanted to go outside and play. It was pretty cold out and kind of windy too. There was 1 foot or 2 of snow on the ground and no sun. Our children around here don't know about that much snow. But they had a lot of snow that winter. But I had asked for Osbert, and now I had him, so we went outside. We played power slide and wreck the igloo. We had snowball fights and made ice penguins. We escaped from the jaws of imaginary leopard seals. And Osbert wanted to go swimming, but I knew that it might not be possible. But we sang some of the old penguin songs instead. Old penguin songs. Then he decided to get into the bathtub with Osbert. That night, I was ready to go straight to bed. We had such a big day, but Osbert wanted to take a bath. He filled the tub to the very top, and he got in. Osbert unwrapped all the bars of soap and floated them around like icebergs. After a while, I had pruny fingers, and my skin itched from all the soap. But I had asked for Osbert, and now I had him. And Osbert liked playing in a cold bath. The next morning, Mom said she'd make anything I wanted for breakfast. When I closed my eyes, I saw a stack of chocolate chip waffles with heated syrup, a platter piled high with fried sausages, and an icy pitcher of fresh mango juice. But Osbert didn't like rich food like that. He didn't like sweet food. Osbert wanted cold cream herring with seaweed jam for breakfast. So that's what we had. After breakfast, it was my turn to do the chores, so I did the dishes and went upstairs to clean my room. When I came back down, I saw that Osbert had been working too. He had built an entire ice village out of freezer pops, frozen leftovers, and tubs of ice cream. Ooh. Yuck! It was all beginning to melt. Osbert, of course, couldn't hold a towel in his flippers. But I had asked for Osbert, and now I had him. So I cleaned up the mess myself. That afternoon, when Osbert was watching the Weather Channel on cable TV, I secretly wrote Santa another letter. Dear Santa, how are you and Mrs. Claus? We are fine. Thank you for the great penguin named Osbert. We take cold baths together and have creamed herring for breakfast. I'm getting used to spending all day in the snow. Plus, it turns out I didn't have frostbite after all. Your friend, Joe. P.S. One more thing, Santa. If you feel like maybe I should ask for a different present and you want to swap, that would be okay. And while Osbert was leafing through the Snow Globe catalog, I stuck out and mailed the letter. A couple of days later, I woke up to find a package at the foot of my bed. There was a tag with a name on it signed Santa. Inside the box was a red pullover sweater and 2 free passes to the grand opening of the Antarctic World at the zoo. Antarctic World at the zoo. After Osbert made a shrimp sculpture out of the wrapping paper, he wanted to go right away, but he didn't want to take the bus. The zoo was a long walk away, but I asked for Osbert, and now I had him. So we walked. When we got to Antarctic World, Osbert headed straight to the Penguin Palace. There was a huge snowy hillside leading down to a big pool. There were leopard seals painted on the walls. Tiny bergs of real ice were floating in the water. And then a door opened in the wall, and a guy came out and started tossing creamed herring out to the penguins. Herring is a fish that penguins love. When it got to be closing, I told Osbert we had to leave. He waddled over to me, but I knew he felt at home in the Penguin Palace. It had everything he needed. Osbert was the first Christmas present Santa had ever gave me that I really wanted. I had asked for Osbert, and I had gotten him. But Osbert needed ice slides and leopard seals and plenty of herring. I asked him if he would be happier living at the Penguin Palace at the zoo. Osbert looked into my eyes, and he nodded. It's a little lonely at home without Osbert, and my new sweater itches my neck a little bit right under my chin. But it's nice to be warm, and I had chocolate chip waffles for breakfast. Next Saturday is Kids Visit Free Day at Antarctic World. I don't have bus fare, but I can walk. I'll wear my red sweater so Osbert will be sure to recognize me. And I thought about it a lot, and I already know what I want for next Christmas. I'm sure I can't get too much trouble with just one helicopter. That's what I'll write for. And he says, I have 11 months to go to get one. That's the story of My Penguin Osbert by Elizabeth Cody Kimmel, illustrated by H.B. Lewis. A wonderful book you can get at the library too. So I hope you do. Boys and girls, I have another story for you, but it's a story about somebody who lives in the United States of America. They live in an area called West Virginia, and it's sometimes very cold and very, very bitter cold in West Virginia, and a lot of the people who live there work in the coal mines. There was a teacher there. Mrs. Smith was the kindest and most loving teacher ever. She loved all her students. Santa's known her since she was a little girl, and she was looking at her students one day and she said, "Children, do you see this blue vase on my desk? It's filled with diamonds." It is. It's filled with diamonds. And each and every one of you is going to get a diamond at the end of the year. But you have to study hard. You have to read a lot of books. You have to pay attention in school, and you'll get one of these diamonds. And one little girl in the classroom, she was kind of naughty, and she was always kind of in a bad mood. And she looked at Miss Smith and she said, "I don't believe there's any diamonds in that vase." And she knocked over the vase, and the vase spilled out, and it was filled with coal, pieces of black coal. She said, "See, I knew there were no diamonds in this vase. It's just filled with nothing but dirty old coal. My daddy works in the mines, and he brings this up out of the mines every day. This is coal. Who would want any coal?" The teacher looked at her and she said, "Don't you know what coal makes? What diamonds come from? Diamonds, Santa, you know, diamonds come from coal." And the teacher did something strange. She took a piece of coal and laid it aside and poured the coal back into the vase again. And then she looked at all her children and she said, you're a diamond. You're a diamond. You're a diamond. And you're a diamond. And when you grow up, you're going to be brilliant. And I love each and every one of you. So I want you to remember that. All you have to do, Santa and children, is to believe in yourself. And believe that you can be anything you want to be, Mrs. Smith said. And she did something strange. She took an empty cylinder like this, and she waved it over her blue vase. She laid it on top of the vase, and she said, "I want each and every one of you to believe in yourself." And she picked up the cylinder, and Mrs. Smith poured diamonds into the vase. She said, "Each and every one of you is a brilliant diamond. And when you grow up, you're going to be brilliant too." And the young lady who knocked over the vase the first time, she said, "Come up here, young lady. I want you to remember, I want you to take this piece of coal with you to remember that you can be anything you want to be. Because I did the same thing. I knocked over the vase that was given to me. And I learned to believe in myself and believe that I could be a great teacher." And the little girl believed, and she became a teacher when she grew up. And that's the end of that story.
Wow.
The story about West Virginia. Now, we know that people celebrate holidays all over the world in different ways, right, Santa Claus?
Yes.
And sometimes we talk about Christmas all around the world. And Christmas all around the world is celebrated in many different ways. In Mexico, in Sweden, in India, and everything. That's the way they celebrate. But most people don't always celebrate just Christmas. Why, here in America, we celebrate Kwanzaa. And we light candles every night, sort of like they do at Hanukkah. They have the same type of a menorah type thing that they light candles on each day of their holiday. Then there's also Ramadan. Ramadan is celebrated all through Egypt and some places in central Sudan and in Africa, and that's a wonderful holiday too. So, my friends, we celebrate all holidays and we honor all the different ways we can celebrate too. Hey, would you like to help me build a snowman, Santa?
Sure.
You would?
Yes. But I don't see much snow.
That's why we're going to do it magically. Oh. Do you remember the magic words from the magic book, my friends? I hope you do. I just need to get my things together here. Let me just put my things away. And get my materials to build a snowman. Here we are. And first things first, we need to roll a couple of snowballs. So let's pack them together and roll them. Come on, everybody, let's roll a snowball. You don't do it like you build a sandcastle. It's got to stick together. So we're going to make 3 snowballs, a big one, a middle one, and a little one. And we're going to put it inside there like that. Then, what should we use for the snowman's nose? Anybody have an idea? What would you use? A carrot. That's right. We'll take a carrot and we'll put it inside there. Just like that. Then we need some snowflakes. Some more snowflakes that we'll pack together. Ta-da-da. La-da-da-da-do. Oh, and what should we put on this snowman's head?
A hat?
A magic hat, like a black hat, like this one. Ooh. We'll throw that in there. Let's put some more snowflakes in there too. Da-da-da-da. And what should we use for his eyes?
Coal?
How about a couple of pieces of coal? We'll take a couple pieces of coal and throw that in there too. Now, in case the snowman gets cold, what should we put around his neck?
A scarf.
A scarf! That's exactly what we'll put in there. Okay, now, what we need to do is remember the story about the snowman that came alive one day. Do you remember this magic wand, Santa?
Yeah.
The Snow Queen gave it to me. She told me all you have to do is move it around like this very gently over anything you want to make magical. And then, would you hold on to that for me, please, Santa Claus? And then we'll put it in here like this. And, all right. Santa, would you please say abracadabra?
Abracadabra.
That's not magic enough, Santa. One more time.
Abracadabra.
Santa, children, would you please yell out as loud as you can, abracadabra, abracadabra. I'm not very good at magic, and I'm not sure this is going to work, Santa, but I don't know. It worked! Just a map. That old silk hat they found, because when they put it on his head, he began to dance around. Frosty the Snowman was as he could be. He could laugh and play just the same as you and me. That's it. That's the story of Frosty the Snowman. And he traveled all around the village and had the most wonderful time. And the children were worried that he might melt someday. But once he does melt away, what do? We wait until wintertime so we can make him come back again. Oh. And we keep his scarf and his wonderful magic hat, and make sure you have carrots handy too.
Especially the hat.
And especially the magic hat. And that's the end of that story. Did you like that story?
Yeah, it's very good.
I love singing that song, and I love that story too, Santa Claus. This has been so much fun, and we're going to enjoy some milk and cookies with you a little later too. And let's see if there's another story we might have for you. This is the story of Too Many Toys. Once upon a time, there was a little boy. He had almost every game and almost every toy. His toys soon filled the closet, the shelves, and then the floor. In the very shortest time, he couldn't shut the door. He would often wonder exactly what to do. It seemed he had 1,000 toys, but he played with just a few. Even though yesterday he sat on Santa's knee and said, "I've got so many toys, just bring a few to me." He had no way of knowing before the break of day he'd be asked by someone to give most of them away. So instead of wanting more and more, one snowy Christmas Eve, he really wondered where to put the toys he'd soon receive. Then through the maze of toys, he stumbled to his bed. He slipped between the blankets and pulled them to his head, snuggled up tight. For Santa, it had happened, had quite a problem too. He might just run out of toys before his work was through. It looked as if he'd miss a lot of boys and girls unless he acted quickly and found a load of toys. Then he thought about the boy who sat upon his knee and only just yesterday had said, "Bring just a few to me." Perhaps that boy would help him, such a curious one. We'll have to have a talk to see what can be done. So the boy lay thinking, surrounded by his toys. Something made him listen. He thought he heard a noise. Was someone calling softly? Was that his name he heard? He listened in the darkness, saying not a word. "It's Santa," said the voice.
I need to talk to you. I have a little problem that you can help me through. The boy sat up and listened. Surprised as he could be, sleepy-eyed he wondered, why is Santa calling me? There's something wrong, Santa. My computing must have erred. For I've surely missed some input and it's left me unprepared. I wonder if you'd mind giving me a hand. I'm asking you for your help. I hope you understand. If we could take your extra toys, we could make sure to see that every little child would have a gift beneath the tree.
The boy could scarcely believe it. Was it really true? There was never a doubt as to what that boy would do. We'll write a note to Mom and Dad and tell them not to worry. We'll tell them you're with Santa Claus and tell them not to worry. And that we'll hurry. With lightning speed they worked, and before the break of day, they had all the extra toys loaded in the sleigh. And on that starry night, skimming through the air, landing on the housetops, and when the two were finished, they greeted Christmas Day. They finally waved goodbye, then Santa pulled away. The boy soon fell asleep, the happiest of boys, with not so many games and not so many toys. He didn't have the clutter. He didn't have the mess. Yet in their place he found a strange new happiness. For there is joy in sharing. He knew it now because one snowy Christmas Eve, he'd helped Santa Claus. And though he didn't show it, in the morning he would see something very special hanging on the Christmas tree. A shiny gold ornament showing Santa in his sleigh, besides the little boy who gave his toys away. And that's the end of that wonderful story, Too Many Toys.
That's a wonderful story.
And if you have too many toys, maybe you might find a way to help someone who might need it, or help Santa deliver them to somebody in your way. Because that's what Christmas and all the holidays are all about. It's about kindness and sharing and being together with family. And I hope you spend some time with your family outside in nature this Christmas season. Go out into your beautiful parks, take a walk, listen to the birds, appreciate the sunshine and the beach, and have the most wonderful Christmas ever.
Ever.
A Merry, Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry, Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.